We're thankful for you tuning in on this glorious day. During these times, we need a word from the Lord. Regardless of what we're going through, Jesus has promised to see us through. I'd like to draw your attention to Acts, the 16th chapter. We're going to begin at the 25th verse and a few of the following. Acts chapter 16, beginning at verse 25, a very familiar passage of Scripture. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundation of the prison was shaken. And immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's bands were loosed. And the keeper of the prison, awaking out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Let us pray. Father God, we come now as humble as we know how. Thanking you, Lord, for this day. For it is a day you have made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. We love you, God, because you've been so good to us. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. For your grace is sufficient, and your mercy is everlasting. Now, dear God, as we stand behind this sacred desk, we ask that you bless your people. Bless them through your word. Somebody is in need of a blessing. And any way you bless us, we shall be satisfied. More of thee and less of me. So in a very special way, we ask that you let the words of my mouth, the meditation of mine heart, be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. And the people of God say amen. Just for a few moments, we want to talk on this thought, advancing through adversity. Advancing through adversity. It seems kind of strange that you can advance when you're going through something, but God wants you to know through his word that you can advance through adversity. And during the time that we are going through or having trouble in our lives, we need to be like Paul. We need to learn how to be consistent in our praise, in good times and even in bad times especially. Every open door ain't necessarily meant to walk through, but can be a test to see if you really stay in a tough situation and ultimately get a greater blessing. You got to hang in there and just see what the Lord is going to do. Because I believe there's something greater coming from us out of this we're going through now, dealing with this epidemic, something that the world had never experienced before. I believe there's something greater just down the road. Heard a wise man once said that all men need a faith that will not shrink when washed in the waters of affliction and adversity and dry in the dryer of disappointment. Oh, I tell you today, we are witnessing something that we need to stand on our faith. I got faith that God will do just what he said he would do. Today, the text shows us how we develop a faith that will not shrink when washed in the waters of affliction and adversity. and dried in the dryer of disappointment. We find two brothers possessing different mothers, Paul and Silas, who find themselves thrown in prison for a crime they didn't commit, or which I have some help. They had delivered a girl from the fortune-telling business and the pimping business. They had done a great thing, but the girl's master accused Paul and Silas of disrupting the city, teaching customs that were against the law. A lynch mob gathered, tore off their clothes, and beat them with rods. Oh, what a terrible situation. After they were beaten repeatedly, they were thrown in a dark, damp, rodent-infested dungeon. Their feet fastened in the stocks. It was a messed up situation. Or if you haven't been there, just keep on living. When I look at the news, I see that in Georgia, they have a messed up situation. Young black man lost his life because someone went to take, 2 or 3 men went to take the law in their hand. Oh, I tell you, we got to grab hold to our faith, knowing that people have did you wrong, but I tell you what, God will make it right. Hang in there. Keep the faith. All this occurred after a vision, a vision from God, according to verse 9. Verse 10 says that the Lord called us to preach the gospel to them. In other words, the Lord sent them to Macedonia, the city of Philippi. They led Lydia to the Lord. Then they healed an abused girl, and now they find themselves in prison for a crime they did not commit. Have mercy, Lord. They were enduring something they hadn't signed up for. It wasn't fair, but they remained faithful. They ran into a serious problem. They hadn't counted on God, but had a plan. You may have problems, but remember, God has a plan. You may be falsely accused of something, but remember, God has a plan. Their faith did not shrink when washed in the waters of affliction, in adversity, because when hurt and helpless, they began to seek the one who can make all the difference in the world. They began to call on Jesus. I believe in our situation in our world today, we need to pause, men and women, boys and girls everywhere, pause and call on Jesus. Look at what I see in the text. The first thing I saw that they didn't fuss at God. No, don't fuss on God. Don't push God away when things don't go your way. But push, pray until something happens. Look at verse 25. Look what it says in the word. But at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying, singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening. You know, my brothers and sisters, somebody's always listening to the believers, to the saints of God. Not only are they listening, but they're watching you. So we must know that God had not forgot about them. God always has a plan. Never forget facing one of my vocational midnights. A good friend of mine told me, don't fuss, just focus on God. What a difference it makes. In the midst of problems, I had to remember that God has a plan. Next thing I noticed in this text, let me know that we can advance through adversity. When you realize that when in your life things go back, you need someone that will always have your back. In other words, you need a Silas in your life. Look what it said. But at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Everybody needs a partner, a praying partner. Paul and Silas. You need somebody that has your back, that will fight in the trenches with you. Stop trying to make it through on your own. Stop trying to handle things all by yourself. One of the greatest gifts God has given the church is the gift of friendship. In the end, we all need a good friend. I don't care how big and how bad you think you are. You need somebody that will have your back. You need somebody to bounce some ideas off of. You need somebody that will pray with you and not own you. Somebody you can share and have your business and not have your business all over Facebook in the church. Every Paul needs a Silas. Silas was a prophet, a man of God, a powerful personality in his own right. But in the text, he is a silent partner. Paul does all the talking, but Silas is there helping Paul navigate his way. Silas is there as a support system. Everyone could benefit from a support system. Oh, I thank God that you don't have many friends in life. But if you got one or two, you ought to thank God for them and cherish those friends. Next thing I saw in this text, lets me know that the way to get advanced through our adversity is to stay in it. And remember, every open door is not supposed to be walked through. Watch now. Verse 26. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundation of the prison was shaken. And immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's chains were loosed. But before I go any further, I looked at how God works. Out of all the prisons in the area and all the jails in the area, that was the only one that felt the earthquake. How good the Lord is. However, those who choose to stay in tough situations and work through their way and work their way through it, develop a fight mentality. You got to be strong in the Lord. You got to have not only faith, you got to be strong mentally. Because going through what we're going through right now, many people will break down mentally. They stay. It intentional choice. It's being stuck by your choice to stay. It is an intentional choice. Nobody made them stay. They could have took all. We're free now. But because the door was open, that didn't mean they had to go through the door. Oh, I wish I had some praying saints. Oh, I thank God that even through what we're dealing with right now, I'm going to be still. Know that He is God. When the doors flew open, and the chains fell off, Paul and Silas had opportunities to flee, but they chose to stay. They made an intentional decision to stick it out. I want to say to someone today, let's stick it out, because the best is yet to come. Not that they were stuck, but maybe they knew that their work wasn't over and their blessing was on the way. Maybe by staying they would uncover God's reason for sending them to Macedonia in the first place. Because they stayed, look at the text, a jailer got saved. Because they stayed, the jailer's whole family got saved. Because they stayed, maybe the other prisoners in the prison got saved too. We don't know, but we know that some good occurred because they stayed. I want to encourage everyone, don't throw up your hands. Don't let it get to you. Just make up your mind, I'm going to stay. I don't know who I'm talking to. But remember, every door that opens for you, it ain't meant for you to walk through. Sometimes God tests you. Imagine what would have happened if Paul and Silas would have left. The jailer would have killed himself. He wouldn't have gotten saved. What would happen if you don't stay? But if you do, someone might get saved. Your suffering can help someone get saved. Your difficulty can lead to deliverance. Your trials can lead someone's triumph. You don't go through things just for yourself. Somebody's watching you to see if faith makes a difference. I got strong faith. And as we get ready to close, every open door ain't meant for you to walk through. Y'all remember Nelson Mandela, who just turned 90, not some years ago, made a statement. He couldn't have got out of jail much sooner. Telling him that to renounce his ties to the freedom movement. But Nelson said, every door ain't supposed to be walked through. More good came from his staying than walking through the door. I remember on a dark night, Jesus hung on the cross. He hung him high and they stretched him wide. He would not come down from the cross. He decided to die. He had plenty of open doors, but he stayed in that situation. He died, but on the third day, the Bible says he got up early Sunday morning, not with some power, but all power in heaven and earth was in his hand. Jesus stayed, and that's encouraging for me. If Jesus stayed, I'm going to stay in this thing. I know the Lord has something better for us.
there, saints. Hang in there, my brothers and sisters. After a while, by and by, Jesus will make everything all right. Just stay in there. And you can advance through your adversity if you keep Jesus and keep the faith. He's the author and the finisher of our faith. May the Lord bless you real good. The word of God for the people.